Hi, I'm Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be success with women is due to a positive winning mindset. Not a butthurt red pill mindset, but a positive winning mindset. You're supposed to be dangerous, but kind, not an angry, pissed off, unhappy man. The reality is you don't talk to women and berate them and argue with them and condescend to them and be nasty like you see in a lot of these podcasts, which is very entertaining. That kind of stuff has always been entertaining. That goes all the way back to the 1980s when you had guys like Morton Downey Jr., Jerry Springer, Sally Jesse Raphael. There were a bunch of them. That even Geraldo Rivera was in it. Geraldo Rivera got a chair broken over his face when you get a bunch of people together and they have a lot of drama and they argue, and it's great entertainment because human beings like that. They like the conflict. They like the dust-ups. But you're not going to really get anything from it. That's why they call it trash TV. And so there's a lot of podcasts, especially the red pill ones, where that's all guys do. They invite strippers and hookers and sex workers and OnlyFans girls on and club girls and basically girls from broken homes and try to present the image that this is modern women. This is our dating pool that we have to choose from. And the reality is, I know me personally, when I look at the women that are on these podcasts, it's like, those are not girls I would even go and talk to. But it's very entertaining and it's funny. And so the problem is that guys get very angry, they get butthurt, they get upset because they see the podcasters doing that. And then they think, hey, this is how you talk to women. And they do that and they repulse women. And so I've got two email success stories from guys that have done great. And both of them have read the book many times. The first guy, he's read it 17 times. The other guy's 15 times, follow me 2 years. The first guy's been following me 6 years. So they put a lot of time, a lot of effort into undoing their bad behavior because this stuff's not easy. Taking 100% personal responsibility for your own life and blaming yourself for everyone and everything that's in it, because everybody and everything that's in your life, you invited. You allowed them in and you keep them in your life. And so if things are not going well, you can't point the finger and say it's all their fault. You allowed them into your life, because as soon as you say, well, it's all their fault, then you absolve yourself from any blame. And if you don't take personal responsibility, then there's nothing to fix. It's somebody else's fault. It's not a good mindset to have. It clouds your judgment and it causes you to make mistakes that can cause enormous setbacks in your life. And so what does it look like when people take my book and my work and implement it and have a positive winning mindset like the book teaches? So the first guy says, hey, Coach Wayne, I wanted to let you know about my success and how knowing the material is really helpful. I've been following you for 6 years. I read the book 17 times, and I'm on my 18th read on Audible, and I'm 29 years old. One thing I have implemented is setting up dates via phone call. It's more masculine, like I talk about in the book, to pick up the phone and call, because everybody's on their phone texting. And so if you're trying to set yourself apart, just picking up the phone and calling a girl and talking to her makes you look more confident, more direct, more decisive versus texting. You can also text, but if you are comfortable enough, which you should be, it's better to call. And you'll see this is a great short success story. Guy meets a girl, they hang out, they have fun, they hook up, and she's just like, man, you made it so easy. He says, I recently went on a date this past week. I called and I scheduled a date in the evening to grab a drink. My whole mindset was hang out, have fun, and if the opportunity arises, hook up. That's the formula. Hang out, have fun, hook up. My date and I hit it off well. I was charismatic and confident and felt the body language right when I looked into her eyes and down at her lips. And before you know it, we ended up kissing. So he's talking about the kiss test, which is discussed in the book. When you see something like that happen, you're not going to get rejected. It takes all the mystery out of the interaction and knowing when to escalate. And so when the signs are there, you simply escalate because the book has prepared you for that. And when you've read the book 16, 15, 20 times or whatever, then what happens, you don't really have to think about these things. You just see it. Oh, there's a sign. She's ready to be kissed. Boom. kiss, and then escalate it to the next step. He says she invited me back to her place. We had a good conversation, and then we ended up in the sheets. She told me, I just find it awesome that you led everything and had the balls to call me. That's when I knew it's so easy once you understand the material and go with it. She just opened the door, in essence, and just let him right in because he acted like a man. He passed all the tests. And for her, this is probably a rare experience where a guy just clicks and gets it so well. He says, I treated this date like the Super Bowl, playing as Tom Brady to know the material and just do your job. It's crazy how success works. The next step is stay on track and set up another date. One thing you preach, don't get cocky and arrogant. Rinse, recycle, repeat. Coach, thank you again. Well, thanks for that great little short success story. It's a great way to end the week because the weekend's coming up. I know guys are going to be watching this. They got dates lined up or they're going out with their friends to have a good time. And these kinds of stories are inspiring and they're fun. And plus, they'll be fresh in your mind. So the second guy says, hey there, Corey. I hope it's going great. I just wanted to reach out and tell you about a success story I've had thanks to your work. I'm a young man from Toronto, which is in Canada, and I started, for those of you that don't know, and a lot of people don't know geography, and I started studying your work a couple of years back, and I've read or listened to 3% Man over 15 times. I also watch your videos almost daily, and I'm about to graduate from college. My music career is picking up. I have an awesome paying part-time job. I'm in great shape, and things just keep improving for me. Thanks to these changes, I was able to attract a beautiful young woman from Japan. We've been together for about 8 months, and there hasn't been a single argument. Well, men who understand women do not argue with them. They communicate effectively. We're open and honest in our communication and enjoy a lot of love. She's very submissive, receptive, and supportive in her words and her actions and brings me a lot of warmth and joy. Yesterday, it was time to bring this beautiful young woman to the airport so she could return to Japan as her visa had or was about to expire. It's a very bittersweet moment. I have had many of those moments when you're doing long distance and you're taking the girl to the airport. It's like, it's tough, especially when you're in a great relationship, you're really happy, you really love one another. It's just, and then you just spent several months together, and all of a sudden, she's going to go back to her country for a few months. It's not as fun as when she shows up. Let's put it that way. He says it was a very bittersweet moment, and I feel it helped me understand the meaning of life and love more deeply. Yeah, that's what happens. Is it causes your heart to flower. She had a teary goodbye and left me a letter where she thanked me for all the time that we spent together. While I'm planning to move to Japan in the fall, I didn't have any interest in a long-term relationship or in a long-distance relationship due to previous experience. Furthermore, we may not be living in the same city when I do move there. There's a very real possibility of reconnection, but I could feel in my heart I wasn't ready to absolutely commit to that. It's really good that you're listening to what your intuition and your heart is telling you, because that is your truth. The worst thing you could be is feeling the opposite and then yet, let's go get married. Because that happens. A lot of guys get pressure put on them and they cave when I did it once. And you cave and then you get married and deep down you don't really want to do it. It doesn't feel right. But you're young and you don't know any better. He says, I will want freedom during the rest of my time in Toronto and during my Japan travels, and I felt it would be unfair to both of us to try and continue an online relationship. Yeah, that's pretty, Japan and Toronto, that's pretty far apart in the globe. We had an open and honest conversation about this, and while she wanted to be together, she understood and appreciated my honesty. It made the last couple of weeks really special. Thanks to the growth you've helped me achieve, I am able to attract beautiful women pretty much every time I go out. But as of right now, I am going to take my time and focus on building up more wealth, writing more music, and focusing on manifesting my greatest self before I jump back into the dating pool. Thanks so much, Coach. Your work is much appreciated. P.S. Coffee tastes oh so good from my No Drama Allowed mug. I was going to bring one in. I forgot before I sat down to film, so I apologize. But if you're interested in getting some of the mugs that I have, no drama allowed, she belongs to the streets, those kinds of things, hang out, have fun, hook up, you can go to spring.com, the Coach Corey Wayne store, or you can go to my website, understandingrelationships.com, and scroll down until you see the spring link, and you can go there and order a mug, and your support is appreciated. And if you would like to talk to me, maybe you got a situation or a challenge you'd like to get my help with, go to understandingrelationships.com, click the products tab at the top of your screen, and book a coaching session with yours truly. Until next time, I will talk to you soon.